Hey guys, welcome to the truck camper cap we've put together. So come on in, I'll show you what we have going on here. For starters, you'll see we have a nice little desk here, or a table. So when we're eating and it gets cold outside, we've got this great desk. We can just sit here, play cards, and have fun. If you take a look here, we have our diesel heater. And what that's good for is in the wintertime we can heat up our boots and dry them out underneath the bed while we're sleeping. And then we also have heat for the cab part up top here. So we just added this onto here so we can move it around and change where we want the heat to go. We've had this camper down to negative 27 degrees Celsius and we've had no problem with heat. Typically it's too hot in here, so we're constantly shutting the heater down, or we're opening up the windows, stuff like that. And yeah, other than that, that pretty much sums up the inside. I guess underneath the bed here we can flip everything up and access what we need to underneath there, and I'll show you the kitchen that we can pull out here. Alright, so the idea behind the kitchen is that we have extra counter space, storage and stuff like that. It's nice to be able to slide out like this, and then you can access stuff super easily. This end slide is perfect to get the height of the stove just a little bit lower. Makes it easier for cooking on top of. And then we have all of our cutlery, pots, pans and stuff like that in here, which make it super easy for accessing it while we're cooking. It's great the tailgate's still here. We can put a cutting board, chop stuff up and do whatever we have to through there. And yeah, so we've built this whole thing designed on being able to take it in and out throughout the seasons. In the wintertime we'll likely keep it in there because we don't really use the truck for a whole lot throughout the wintertime. But in the summertime, when we're using it all week for work, we want to be able to take everything out within kind of 15 minutes, store it somewhere, and then put everything back in there for our weekend trips. As you can tell, looking through the back of it, there is a ton of room in here. So we went with a high topper, which just gives us that extra headroom that we really want when we're doing this kind of stuff. And yeah, it's 4 feet from the bottom to the top, and we built everything so that we had just enough headroom to sit up and play cards, eat dinner, and do what we had to while we were in there. I'll give the reins over to Bailey, and she'll set the bed up for us.
Mark was a little neater, it would be a little easier. But the table comes out. Shove all Mark's stuff in there.
It's hard not to get your butt in the way.
On, there we go. Slide one of these in. There we go. And then I quickly take off my boots, or else the bed will be wet.
Believe it or not, we can have this whole cap closed up, both of us in there, and we can make this bed with all of our ski gear in there. Some of the stuff we really enjoy about this camper is just how cozy it is. With the heater going, we're in here, it's beautiful, it's warm. It is pretty drafty, but the heater has no problem keeping up with that. And then stealth camping as well. We do a lot of snowboard, skiing, stuff like that. So the idea that we can pull up into a parking lot and ski is great. But Bailey, what's some of the stuff that we don't like about this?
Well, we don't like that both of us in the middle of the night we have to get up and go pee. Especially in the winter, you've got to take the bed apart, put your shoes on, open the back, hop out the back. find a place to go to the washroom. So that's probably my #1 dislike. And my #2 dislike is doing dishes in the winter, because we have to be cooking outside. We don't cook in here because of the mess. We definitely don't wash up in here. So washing the dishes outside, your hands are cold, everything's cold, the soap freezes. It's just not a lot of fun.
Not to say that we can't cook inside. There's tons of counter space here. But like this morning, you'll see we've cooked bacon. We don't want that mess in here. Chili, it splats everywhere. And it's just not fun. So, yeah. Okay. So one of the challenging things with this camper is just attaching anything to the top. So just recently we came up with this pretty simple idea for the curtains. So pretty simple. We just screwed the top of it to the frame and had these little clips, and we just let it dangle now. Much better system than we had before with the duct tape, and that was a bit of a pain in the butt.
And we don't have to store them anywhere now.
We don't store them anywhere. And then this whole back window is also covered with stuff, or by stuff I mean curtains. Alright, so the electrical system that we have hooked up here is pretty sweet. There's a 12 volt DC to DC charger off the alternator, 1000 amp hour battery, and a 1000 watt inverter. So all that together will give us just enough power to charge whatever we need to. We haven't had a problem with it since, and we have just a regular car charger in here as well, so if we get power we can just plug in. Makes it easy. And then our heater system is pretty cool. It's all in here, fuel on top, and then it exhausts out the side here. Alright, so we have Bailey here. She's just adjusting the heat, and the remote for the heat is right there, along with the inverter. So we can just switch that off, and that kills the power to the inverter. And that's the bright light you see is 120 volt or 120 whatever it is light. And then we also have 3 12 volt lights throughout the camper.
There's one back there and 2 at our heads.
Yeah, so as long as we have enough power, we'll run the big light. But if it's not, we'll just run the 12 volt lights, and it's no problem at all. I'll walk you around here to the side for now. This is what we use, and this is what we use for our fridge right now. It's just a standard cooler. It works for now. It's mostly used to keep stuff from freezing right now. So, yeah.
Devotion that brings me down, that without my love for the ocean I will be no one, no
Alright, now it's time to go burn off all this bacon and stuff.
Go for a hike?
Go for a little hike. I think we'll head out on the rail trail. Try to get to the overlook. Outlook. Paper plates in the wintertime because doing dishes sucks.
We should have brought paper
Cutlery,
cutlery,
everything.
paper plate, and paper pan.
We'll probably end up just taking this all home and cleaning.